got to talk about Hyperboost servers because Hyperboost servers is a really good thing as it's on Liberty. However, it definitely has some huge issues. Now, I see a lot of people on Reddit and content creators have been talking about how legacy servers are better than the Hyperboost servers. And in this video, I'm going to explain you guys why that is basically not true. I play hardcore, if you guys been watching my streams, on both the Hyperboost servers and on my main legacy servers. And I am still having more fun on the Hyperboost servers than the legacy servers. So I'm going to explain to you why I think Hyperboost servers are still better and some solutions to fix most of the problems that the Hyperboost servers are having, such as matchmaking is dead, there's no healers, auction house are insane prices. So let's just jump into it. So we are here on the Hyperboost server, and as you guys can see, if you guys want to compare activeness or number of playerness, you can compare this by just looking. This is like early day in EU where people should not be on. People should be at school or at work. Guys, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys not working? But if you compare it with a legacy server, now this is not the most active legacy server, of course. It's like one of the mid-range ones. But if you just compare like the player numbers in general, you're gonna see a pretty big difference already in player numbers, because the main reason for that is that the legacy servers have more servers, right? It's like 6, 8 servers, while the Hyperboost servers only has 2. So everybody is clumped into a server. So if you look at just the player numbers itself, you will see that the Hyperboost servers are definitely more active. So the question is, why are the queues so dead, and why is the matchmaking so dead? And honestly, there's a pretty fair explanation to it. And the explanation is that a lot of people that are playing the game for the first time doesn't exactly know how the game works or how the matchmaking works. Now, in legacy servers, when it comes to the matchmaking, you can matchmake with all the other 8 servers, right? So even though the Hyperboost servers has a bunch of players on your server, the overall player pool are 2 servers only, while the legacy servers has several servers. But for the matchmaking itself, a lot of people are not playing healer because it's basically easier to level up as a DPS inside of the game. So when you try to go and you try to do a party matchmaking for an elite dungeon or a normal dungeon or an epic dungeon, it's not going to go through. So the solution to this is, and this is what I've been telling people in my streams too, is getting the random party matchmaking bonus is nice, but finding a party is going to be really difficult. And the reason is you have something called co-op dungeons. Now, all the legacy players know about this, so I'm going to explain this to you too. If you're not getting a matchmaking, you can do the dimensional trial on tier 1 level. That way you get more runes, you'll get more rewards, accumulated points, and you will get the tier 3 loot at the end of the raid. And this one includes everything. If you're trying to do, for example, this boss right here for this loot, let's say you want to get the orb, you can get the orb. It's a bigger loot pool, but you can get the orb inside this, right? But this dungeon, in general, this dungeon is really hard to do. So if I were you guys, I would not try to party matchmake. You want to be actively using the party board. The party board you can use, and you can be like, yo, need a healer. And then you can pop up your party board, join approval, and then people will apply to you. It takes a bit more time, but at least you'll be able to select the players that you want. It's not random party matchmaking, but you'll be able to get all the loot and finish your dungeons. Now, if you really want to do the party matchmaking, which you want to probably do for your normal dungeons or your elite dungeons to just burn the tokens, right? So you can get extra rewards. What you can do, because this game struggles in finding tanks and healers, is queuing as a healer for a normal dungeon. And you're probably thinking, Spade, but that is not good because then we won't have a healer. I'm a DPS. The random normal dungeons can easily be done without a healer or a tank. But you need somebody to fill the roles. When it comes to random elite, that one is a bit difficult. But if you can, grab some support skills. Everybody in the grandma is playing orbs. You can probably heal a random elite with whatever, some healing skills on your orb. Like, it should be completely fine. So if you really want to do dimensional matchmaking, it is an issue right now because a lot of players are trying to figure out the game. They don't want to queue. People are not queuing. Matchmaking kind of sucks. So if you guys want to do dungeons completion of burn your tokens, doing it that way through the party board is the best way by far. Okay, so that is like the matchmaking being dead. It is true because we are playing only with 2 servers and very few people are playing tanks and healers, which is super unfortunate when it comes to this. The other problem that I see a lot of people talk about are the auction house prices. Now, the auction house prices are high, right? Is that a bad thing that it's high? Now, it costs a bunch of lucent to buy something. So if you want to buy a new set or a new gear piece, you need to basically pay thousands of lucent. In comparison to legacy servers, everything is cheap. So you're like, oh my god, I can just go to legacy servers and just buy the full set. No, it's not that easy. Unless you buy pay to win the actual coins, because I see a lot of people say this in Reddit and stuff. If you're actually straight up pay to winning, it's better to go to legacy servers. But if you're playing inside the game, it's much better being on Hyperboost servers, because not only are you buying for expensive, yes, but you're also selling. If you guys look at my sell history, I just made 8,000 by just playing on the Hyperboost server. I will never make this money on the legacy server. Not even close to it. So while yes, you are buying for a lot, you're also selling for a lot, and the market is actually very active because you have a lot of people running alts. There are a lot of people, unfortunately, a bunch of bots buying and selling. So they are trying to flood the auction house market, but again, it's not going to be even close because the legacy servers have been out for so long. So here is my solution to this. If you are a player that are actually going to pay to win a lot of currency, the legacy servers are probably the best. But if you're not going to pay to win, you're actually going to play the game yourself, I think Hyperboosts are by far the better. It takes time to sell because most of you guys don't know what you're selling. You probably see some item priced for a lot. So let's say you are like, let's find something. Let's find something that is priced for a lot. Let's go to this, for example. Can we find something that doesn't have anything at all? Because there's like certain things like tier 2 items you should not be extracting at all. You should only be extracting tier 3 items if you're selling anything, right? And then sometimes you will have an item that has super high price for no reason. So you will sell it. Like let's say you have this belt of twisting fate, right? Let's say the prices are different. And you see max mana goes for 125. That's not bad, right? It doesn't go for 38. 125 is good. Then you see here you have 15 people trying to sell it. This is not going to sell at all. And also the second thing you can check is if you click it and you go inside here, you'll be able to see that the average price for this is 108. And the last current price is here. The average price is the one you kind of want to look at, right? What's the usual selling for? So sometimes you will go and there's going to be insane amount of pricing for certain items. And you'd think you can sell it for the same thing, but it's never going to sell because people don't use that item. Somebody's just priced it super high. So you guys got to be careful. The ones you want to go for that usually always sell is like cooldown speed, melee endurance on certain pieces, max HP on certain pieces, skill damage boosts, buff duration, stuff like this actually sells. Right? These ones actually sell buff, like silence chance. Like this, for example. This is a perfect example of what I'm trying to explain to you. If you have a ring and you drop silence chance, you go into auction house and you're like, oh my god, 500 lucent, I'm going to extract it. And then you're going to sit there and be like, no, it's never selling. Because when you look at it, you will see, oh, average price is 24 lucent. So this guy that did this, you can easily see it's 2,000% higher. The guy that's doing this guy has no clue. He just wasted a bunch of extract stones. And he's going to be sitting there and be like, oh my god, nothing is selling. But if you look at my sell history, guys, you can see that if you don't look at my heroics, if you look at the base stuff, you'll see I sold basic items here, like this one, max health. I sold this hit spear. I sold this vanguard piece, flash fire boost. Like you can see that I'm not selling anything crazy. I'm selling like small amounts, but I'm selling traits that are actually worth stuff, right? These things are worth actually lucent. So if you're sitting there and nothing is selling, it's mainly because of that reason, that you guys are putting out the wrong trades. So if you put it out right trades, you will actually start making lucent. Now, the issue I would really want to talk about is the legacy players ruining the experience for Hyperboost players and Throne Liberty not punishing it. I'm going to make a separate video on this because I think it's a very important topic. Because what's going on right now is when you do world bosses, legacy players can join a world boss and they can kill it and get the most contribution and the better rewards. So it's not only are they stealing loot from the Hyperboost servers right now, because when you enter, right, if you're a Hyperboost player, you go into this, the item will go to the Hyperboost servers. But if a legacy player comes in and he gets all the loot from the boss, the loot goes to the legacy server. So they're basically ruining the loot pool for the Hyperboost servers. Not only are they're taking our loot from our server, but also taking the lucent from our server. So it's a huge problem right now when it comes to the Hyperboost servers. That these players are taking the loot, so they definitely need to get punished, and we definitely need some kind of compensation. Now, when it comes to like the merge overall, there will be a merge coming. I think the timeline was 3 months, but for the things are going like the speeding up the heroics, the speeding up the raids. I think the merge will probably happen in 1.5 months to 2 months with some catch up mechanics. So you will be able to go to the legacy servers eventually. You don't have to worry like, oh my god, I'm on the server. If you do get the option to transfer, because a lot of people are asking for an option to be able to transfer to the legacy servers, if you guys transfer to legacy servers, trust me, you're going to have a bad time. And I'm going to explain to you very simple why. When you go to legacy servers, that means when you queue anything or you do any open world stuff, or you do any type of PvP stuff. First, let's talk about PvP stuff. If you do any PvP stuff against a legacy player, they will one tap you. I can one tap probably, I can have 10 Hyperboost players on me, on my legacy character, and they can't kill me at all. That's the experience you're gonna get. So when the people are trying to convince you to go to legacy servers, that's what you're gonna experience in PvP. If you go battlegrounds, you're gonna get one tapped. If you do open world dungeons, PvP, you're gonna get one tapped. Guild versus guild, you're gonna get one tapped. You're gonna get one tapped in absolutely everything because you are not geared enough, even close to legacy players. Legacy players have heroic gear maxed out. They have evasion builds. They have endurance builds. They have absolutely everything. You will stand no chance in the content. Nebula Island, you'll get clapped. That's why I'm keep telling people that going to the legacy servers are a bad idea. But you're like, maybe I don't go there. I'm a PvEer. I just want PvE. That way I'm good, right? No, you're still not good because the main PvE system in this game right now is dimensional trials, which you have to farm, and then you get these really cool rewards, right? But these rewards you will never get in the legacy servers because you won't have a chance to get top 200 because of legacy players, right? You will get out-conquered in the dimensional trials. You'll get outplayed in the Gate of Infinity. You will, every single place there's any type of competition or ranking system, you're gonna get outplayed. Most likely what's gonna happen is you're gonna not get accepted to matchmaking. And right now you can actually party board with legacy servers. So if you're doing any PvE content, you want to do a raid, you want to do a dungeon, you can use this and get legacy players already. The only thing difference will be the matchmaking, the automatic party matchmaking. It will hit more often in legacy servers, but everything else you will get just destroyed in. So you can either go to a more active server in legacy, but I will highly suggest you guys not to. You will get more party matchmaking pop up. Things will be cheaper if you spend lucent, but you will also earn way less lucent because in the legacy servers, people are way smarter with buying and selling items. There's going to be more competition. Overall, not going to be a better experience. So currently, the biggest problem is we are struggling with matchmaking. We are lacking healers. If the Throne Liberty could give like Hyperboost servers maybe some kind of support system, like you get additional buff if you party matchmaking in the hardy Hyperboost servers, something like that to help you so you don't always need a healer, or like an NPC healer might help with the party matchmaking. I think it could be better, but my advice is don't leave the Hyperboost server. You will regret it, okay, in every type of content. Like I'm not gonna, I would wish for you guys to come to legacy servers because I will have more people to play with. Be more active, more people to basically beat in PvP. So I'm actually talking to you guys as what will be best experience for you. There are workarounds. There's a reason I am able, like, of course, I have the knowledge and stuff which I try to share with you guys, but I have been able to get top 10 on the leaderboards. I have 6.4k CP without spending I haven't bought a single item on this character. If you guys look at my character right now, all of this is the exact same stuff that we all got. Nothing else, nothing bought. My CP can hit 6.4k. Last week, I hit top 10 ranking on the Dimensional Trial. I haven't bought anything because I'm using most of investment on my main character. So if you actually use the Lucent, you guys actually gain, you should be able to build a character way stronger than me, right? You should be able to work on your tier 3. I haven't started working on any tier 3 gear at all. I've just been weapon mastering and just using my Lucent on my main character. So if you spend some, you should be able to get around 6.5, 6.6k CP. I can make a separate guide on it. But guys, trust me, the Hyperboost server, even though it takes time, you're gonna regret going to legacy servers. But that's it. That's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.